Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Hope everyone's ready to learn some more Unreal Engine. So, in the last video, we had the HUD working, right? We could pick stuff up, but here is the problem. If you pick something up, here's what I have. Oh, by the way, I added another pickaxe. You guys don't have to add that if you don't want to, but it's the exact same process to add that pickaxe. And I'll probably put the iron pickaxe assets down below. But look what I have anyway. So if I scroll through my inventory, it wields the item that I have currently selected, just like in Minecraft, right? I can scroll through my items, and I wield the item that is currently selected, right? And you guys probably won't have that. In fact, you almost definitely won't have that. So that's what we're going to work on adding this tutorial. It will take literally 5 minutes, very easy stuff. And also I want to show you guys how to add this new mechanic, which is the throw mechanic. So if I press Q, just like in Minecraft, I throw the item on the ground. Now, because they are skeletal meshes, they can't be like thrown. It's more of a drop than a throw. But yeah, if you guys were wondering what just happened before, if you drop a pickaxe on top of another pickaxe, it picks it up. And that's because we don't check what's picking the pickaxe up, so if another pickaxe picks the other pickaxe up, then yeah. But that's very easy to fix, and I will fix it in this tutorial. All we have to do is just check if it's the player picking it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So in this tutorial, we're going to get the inventory system working like that. And we're going to get the throwable items, so we can actually start throwing the items on the ground. Another question that you guys might be thinking to yourselves, or pondering over, is what happens if I try to drop a pickaxe inside of a block, right? So here I have a block. If I was to drop this pickaxe, it should appear inside of the block, right? Well, it doesn't, because the dropping system is set up so that the item is never dropped inside of a block. So it will detect, oh, hang on a sec, you're trying to drop it inside of a block. Let's not do that. That would be a stupid idea. So yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, let's get started with the, let's see. We'll get started with the update wielded item function. Now this is going to take a very short amount of time to make. And so to make that, we're going to say void update wielded item. And my typing is going to be awful because I do not have the same keyboard. I lost my old one, I took it away with me and lost it, so if my typing is awful, please forgive me. But anyways, this item's about 7 lines long. It's a very short function, and it just updates the wielded item. So it checks what is the current inventory slot, is there an item there? If there is, then wield that item. So I'll show you guys how to do that. You know what, we could do this in one line if we wanted to, but I don't. It would probably be a little bit messy if we did this on one. You know what, let's just do it. I want to show you guys a cool feature. So if you guys don't know much about C++, here's a nice little feature you might not have heard of before. It's called a ternary statement. So what you do is you say a true or false question. So is current inventory slot not equal to null? So is there an item at the current inventory slot, right? And now we're going to say, if there is an item there, then fp wielded item set skeletal mesh, and then inventory at the current inventory slot, wieldable mesh. So we're getting the wieldable mesh, and then we're getting the skeletal mesh from the wieldable mesh. And there you go. So if it's true, do that. If it's false, then set the wielded item equal to null, because there is no item there. And that's it. So, what's happened there? FP what? Oh, set skeletal mesh is what I need. There we go. So that's a ternary statement. That's a nice little way of doing stuff in a single line. Generally, you probably shouldn't do a ternary statement if it's going to be that long. They're usually a little bit shorter, and I'll use another one later on. But it's a really nice feature to make something a little bit shorter instead of having to say if else. Just so you know. So if you ever want to use that in future, feel free to. So that's our update world.item function. We actually did that in a single line, so very easy function to implement. Also, very quickly, I want to say thank you very much. I've just hit 70,000 of my tutorials viewed by people around the world, and that's really cool to me that I've helped 70,000 people to like learn something about the Unreal Engine. I think it's really awesome. So, yeah, thanks so much, and hopefully we'll have 100,000 soon. That'd be a big achievement. Anyways, we're gonna make another really quick function that just simply gets the currently wielded item, and we need that for throwing items as well. And this just sort of cleans up our code a little bit. It's more of what you would call a helper function, just sort of tidies things up a little bit. So this will be get currently wielded item, if there is one. If there's not, then we return null pointer. So go ahead and create a definition of that. Alright, so we're going to say return. So we're going to use a ternary statement here again. We're going to say that if there is an item there, so if the item is not equal to null, then go ahead and return the item. However, if there is not an item there, so if it is null, then we just return null pointer. So you put return there, then you do your ternary statement. Again, just sort of cleans things up, and it lets us do the function on one line instead of using 7 lines or whatever. Okay, what do we want to do next? Well, we've done update wielded item. We've done get currently wielded item. Let's just make sure that actually works. I'll have to remove a couple of lines of code here, because I haven't built my throw function yet. We'll get rid of this line. Alright, so we should be able to compile now, and it should all be working. So it should successfully check what slot are we at, and then update the item depending on the slot. But you never know, I might have missed something. Alright, so if we play, let's pick up an item. Didn't wield it. That is weird. I'm not happy now. Oh yes, right, okay. Now, when we move through our inventory, we need to check every single time. So, what we want to do here is inside of move up and move down inventory slot, call that function. So say update wielded item. And then we also want to say it here, update wielded item. And then we also want to say it here. Cool. So that updates the inventory slot, and then it checks for the wielded item. So let's compile. Hopefully that's not going to take too long to compile again. But then it should be all working, and we can finally move on to the throw function, which I might actually just do in a separate video, to be honest. Because that will be a fairly long one. Well, not too long. Alright, so there we go. So depending on what we are selecting, it will change. And like I said, I think I added this iron pickaxe myself. Feel free to add any pickaxes you want yourself. But, yeah. So we can go through, and there is no problems. So there you guys go. That selects the item, and that's pretty much it. We'll move on to wielding now. Probably do that in another video just because I don't think I'll have time. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Probably going to release that maybe tomorrow or something. It should be a pretty quick video. So anyways, see you guys later. You know what? I'm just going to do in this video, we're going to do the throw function, and we need to do it really quick because it's not really a very short function. So anyways, let's get this done really quick. Also, anywhere that I've used inventory at current inventory slot, you can now use get currently wielded item. And I don't know why I didn't just do that. But anyways, enough blabbering on, let's build the throw function. So this is a void function, so void throw, and it is going to have a comment. We're just going to say throws the currently wielded item. And really it should be called drop because there's no throw animation or anything, but oh well. So once I've built this function, let's go ahead and make it. I'm just going to type it out myself because I get the feeling it's going to take 4 years for IntelliSense to do it for me. So let's just type that out. Throw. Alright. So let's build throw. The idea of throw, and again I'm being really quick here because I want to keep this under 20 minutes. The idea of throw is we cast a ray, we ray cast, we say, alright, is there an item blocking where we're trying to drop the item? If there is, drop it in front of the blocking item. If there isn't a blocking item, drop it at the end of the raycast. And the raycast is going to be about 300 units long, which is a pretty short raycast. We can also use reach. I'm going to use reach to drop the item on the ground, so we'll only drop it as far as the character can reach. And reach is 250. Okay. Right. I know I'm speaking really fast, but again, I need to get this done nice and quickly. So let's get it out of the way. What's happening here? Oh well, we'll just keep typing and hopefully the error will go away. Okay, so first thing we need to do is get the currently wielded item. So we'll get a wieldable pointer. And then inside of that, we will store the currently wielded item. So get currently wielded item. Cool. Now let's raycast to find drop location. So the first thing we need, if you've ever done a raycast, is an if-hit result struct. And this is just going to be called line trace hit. We need a vector to hold the start of the trace. So that's going to be equal to first person camera component get component location. We need the end trace, which is going to be equal to the forward vector multiplied by the reach, and we're going to add the start trace to that. So start trace gets added on, and we're going to say first person camera component get forward vector, and then we're going to times that by the reach of the player. Lastly, we're going to initialize the collision query params. So if collision query params CQP, and then we're going to add an else to the ignored actor. There we go. Now that is not loading for some reason. Ah, we need a semicolon. There we go. Alright. That usually isn't needed, especially if you're doing first person. I don't think we need that, but I'm going to add that in there just in case. Finally, we're going to cast a line trace. We only need a line trace single, by the way, so we're going to cast line trace single. Whoops. Line trace single by channel. Line trace hit. Start trace. End trace. E collision channel. Wild dynamic. And then finally the collision params. So we have those. Now, let's say if vector drop location. So this is the location that we want to drop the item at, and by default we're going to drop it at the end of the trace unless we've collided with an item. And now if we've collided with a block or something like that, we need to drop the item in front of the block and not inside the block. So now we're going to say if there is an actor, so if we've hit something, so we'll say if line trace hit dot get actor is not equal to null, then the spawn location, oh sorry, the drop location is equal to the line trace hit dot impact point plus 20, and that will prevent it from just being dropped like on the cube necessarily. It will actually push it back, like say this is the edge of the cube, instead of dropping the item right on the edge, we're spawning it slightly back from the edge, just so it doesn't like mold into the cube, you know what I mean? So we did that, and that's pretty much it, I want to say. So we have the item we want to throw on the ground, so let's null check it. So we'll say if item to throw is not equal to null, then we need to get a reference to the world, so uworld const world equals get world, and then if the world is not equal to null, then item to throw, oh no, what have I done? Item to throw, set actor location and rotation. Whew, man, okay, so we want to drop it at the location that we got, so drop location, and then we want to just get the F rotator, and we just want to make it a 0 rotator. So don't rotate the item at all, that would look silly. Item to throw, hide, set that to false, and inventory at current inventory slot is equal to null. Now this hide function here is inside of Wieldable. Now you might remember this as on picked up or whatever. Well, I've now renamed this to hide. So change the on picked up function inside of Wieldable.h, change that to hide, and then the function now looks like this. That's all it does. And here, instead of calling on picked up, you call hide true, and that's pretty much it. So I just changed the hide function so we can hide it in and out if we want. And geez, this is a long tutorial. So we'll compile this, and now we should be done. I hope. Hopefully we didn't screw anything up, but I think that's it. I did something stupid, missed a semicolon. Oh yes, last thing is we need to actually map the throw function to the Q key. So Q in Minecraft is the key you use to throw an item. So just go to Edit, Project Settings, Input, and then Throw, and map that to Q. And then add this line in up here. So just bind throw to your throw function. Compile that. And we should now be good to go. So I'll pick up, and let's drop this pickaxe on the ground. And there you go. But it doesn't update my inventory for some reason. I think I know what I did there. I think. Ah, yes. When we drop the item, we need to call update welded item as well. So you have to be really careful. You always have to call update welded item. So, inside of our throw function, this is the last thing we need to do. Add this line, update welded item. And now, once we throw the welded item, it will check if the item's still there, which it won't be, and then it will hide the item. So let's play, and I'll pick up a pickaxe, drop it on the ground, and it updates. We can try to drop something inside of a block. It won't let us. Perfect. Great stuff. Now, the one problem that I have with this method is that you can drop stuff right up in the air like that. And I'll fix that in the next video. but that's kind of the main idea anyway. That would actually be quite an easy thing to fix. So anyways, I'll fix that in the next tutorial, but that's the basic idea of the drop function. So we now have that functionality in the game, and you guys can play around with it. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video.